Hello Mallards, it is Wednesday, which can only mean one thing, and that is that it's time for masks. It's gonna be an exciting week. We'll see how it all goes. Also, I would like to mention that Megan made pizza today that is covered with a butternut squash sauce and then some veggies, and it's, oh, and also I suppose cheese. And it's so good. Oh my goodness. So good. I love pizza in all forms. It's just decided.
So this is the early game. There are 4 participants. I realize that you only see 2 and half of an Amanda, but there are 4 of them. We're going to start with Synth.
Okay, so we finally got back to our own dimension, and everything looked like it was ransacked and terrible, and so we went to find information. We kidnapped an information boss and totally did it like ballers with no problems whatsoever, and he's really cooperative, and we're getting lots of cool info, so that's nice.
We tried to track down Solomon, and we found him. I got trapped a little bit, but don't worry, my heart got me out of everything. And also, we talked to Greenwood a lot about my heart and learned that it's probably Natasha, but they don't remember anything because the Shadow Man can take souls out of bodies and put them in other things.
I got to cut off a finger. I was actually encouraged to cut off a finger when interrogating a drug lord, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good time. That's it.
We had this idea to kidnap and interrogate Solomon Grant, so we did. Got some very good information, and I found out that Crystal sometimes gives over consciousness of her body to someone trapped in a rock in her chest.
Good news! The Avengers got to start their high sea adventure. High sea adventure.
Yeah, so we're on the run, and I got a call from, we're on the run out of the slab, so we're on the run from Aegeus, which, fun. And I texted Chris and my sister and let them know that we were okay, but I got a message from my mother, basically, as Mallory put it, being like Molly Weasley's howlers, screaming at me like, "Where are you? What are you doing?" So I call her back and I tell her, well, she tells me, like, "You're not my daughter. You don't deserve the name of Prodigy." I'm like, "Fine, I don't want it. My name is Angel Face," which is something pulled from the supergroup games. And then we are running from Aegeus on a boat. And that's where we left off.
So Sorceress tried out some new Doom signs today with infinite powers. And while we were on the run, got to use an illusion to hide them from being tracked. And then mind controlled a squid or kraken. It was very large and attacked the boat. But yeah, I didn't get any messages from home because there's no one left to message her.
We're on a high seas adventure on a circus boat, which everyone has failed to mention.
It has no rights in it.
With Carlo, who's coming back to us. Proxy has pretty much just been trying to communicate out. We're on our way to Hero Island. And they've been mostly in contact getting info from home from Source and trying to send info out to Hero Island to get them to call off their defenses.
Notice that Proxy failed to mention that they got thrown overboard.
Oh, yeah, they got wet. They're unhappy about it.
Spark and Freckles became an unlikely duo, trying to spread negative information about the drugs that make people have powers. Also, a squid attacked the boat, and I cut it up a bunch, and high seas adventure.
We were on a circus boat. I mentioned it, but I was last, so... So the first thing that happened was while on the boat, I was with Lincoln, my cardboard phone, and the wind took it and threw it to the waves. And like, I had this moment where I was like, no. And then I had this moment shortly after where I was like, wait, what have I been doing? Oh no. So yeah, pretty much other than that, it's just been hanging out with Freckles and coming up with commercials for, hey, don't do drugs.
Speaking of which, we would like to be regaled with said commercials.
Sure, I'll start with mine, because it's just Spark talking. Gaining powers through pills is unnatural. It may seem glamorous, but you could be exposing yourself to a myriad of undesirable side effects. These may include unwanted celebrity, undesired changes to your outward appearance, being blinded by rage, either figuratively or literally, existential crisis, a savior complex, gaining an arch enemy, or just your garden variety being burdened by great responsibility. Is
Also
it worth it?
Also
death.
Oh yeah, death. You don't want that either. Is it worth it? Drugs aren't super. Leave it to the professionals.
Wow. Mallory, I'll just send you the other one so you can stop recording.
If you or a non-powered loved one has been affected by the drugs which give you powers, please call 888-8888. You could be available for a monetary compensation. These drugs are highly dangerous, extremely toxic, and have a laundry list of side effects which have been featured in our other commercials. If you love someone, don't let them do it.
And I will see you guys tomorrow.